I agree. During the 1980 campaign, Reagan was talking with a group of reporters, and one of them, and he's talking about his defense policy if he was elected. And one of the reporters said to him, he said, "But Governor, won't that lead to an arms race?" And Reagan replied, he said, "Maybe we need an arms race." And of course, the unthinking reporters were aghast, but you and I understand what Reagan was talking about is that he was talking about peace through strength and to have a military second to none so that nobody would ever dare challenge us. And as a matter of fact, he was right, and it brought about ultimately the destruction and the defeat of the Soviet Union and the Soviet military aggression. I think Trump innately understands is that peace does not come through weakness. Peace does not come through endless negotiation. Peace ultimately comes when we're stronger than the bad guys.
And there was also in Ronald Reagan a directness of speech, very similar to what we see with Mr. Trump, although Mr. Reagan, with a lifetime in the public eye and with a lifetime of writing speeches and radio commentaries, perhaps had a bit more polish and poetry to his remarks. But as you well know, Craig, the greatest observation was from President Reagan: "Here's my strategy for the Cold War. We win, they lose."
Yes, right.
And in much the same way, here is Donald Trump being very candid. And in that interview to Reuters yesterday, accurately talking about what is at stake and what North Korea's behavior may lead to. Nobody wants to see war, but obviously President Trump is acting soberly. And you were talking about the unthinking reporters. Indeed, that whole climate back when you and I were both younger men, but still that nonstop hostility of the left within academia and within the media, portraying Ronald Reagan as a reckless warmonger when nothing could have been further from the truth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He always said, we will strive for peace. He said that many, many times, but we have to be prepared for war. The world is not a peaceful world. We live in a dangerous world, and we have been living in a dangerous world, especially since the end of World War II and the rise of the Cold War and the rise of adventure states and aggressor states throughout the world. So and Donald Trump understands this, and he's demonstrated that he understands it, just as Reagan did.